Coming into the last section of individual column analysis, the mammals. Now, the mammals are like ridiculously overrepresented in all of these articles. Out of the 551 mentions, there was 292 different mentions of mammals, making up 53% out of all animal mentions, which is so many. That is, though, generally how it goes with pretty much everything. Everybody cares the most about mammals, so that's what everyone talks about the most. Out of the 292 different animal mentions, there was 74 different species, and of those 74 different species, 30 of them were unique and only mentioned once across all of the articles. That gives us percentages of 40% unique animals and 60% repeated animals. So considering how often different mammals were mentioned, that's actually a pretty good one, and there was a very high variety of unique species. So it did overall have the highest number of unique species. However, the birds do still have the highest percentage of unique species. Whoa. Coming into our top appearances, the number one top animal was the fairy armadillo, which I was honestly not expecting, but good for them. The fairy armadillo had 15 separate appearances across 27 different articles. That means it appeared in over half of the articles, about 55% to be exact, so it was mentioned in over half of all of the articles. Coming in second with 14 appearances is the colugo. I'm not surprised by this one. This guy is strange, and honestly, it deserves all of the mentions that it got. Coming in third with 13 appearances is the Gerenak, just a very oddly proportioned antelope, to be honest. I wasn't expecting this guy to be that high on the list, but they are definitely built weird. Coming in fourth, there's actually a tie between the star-nosed mole and the ii, each with 11 appearances. I wasn't very surprised by the ii. I was expecting it to be pretty high on the list, but I am surprised by the mole. And finally, in fifth, we actually have a four-way tie with 10 appearances each between the Sega antelope, the Patagonian Mara, which is basically a rabbit crossed with a deer. Very interesting. The naked mole rat, my mother's all-time least favorite animal, and the Irrawaddy dolphin. Again, was not expecting this one. I was expecting the mole rat, I was expecting the Sega, wasn't really expecting the Mara actually, but good for the dolphin. Then we have some surprises. This is the Markhor, a type of goat. I was not expecting it to be this high. It had a total of 8 appearances, so it didn't crack the top 5. But it was way higher than I was expecting. Same with the fossa. I wasn't expecting it to be that high. It had 9 different appearances. I think it's kind of famous from the Madagascar movies with all of the lemurs. Another surprise, I was actually expecting the muntjac deer to be way higher on the list than it was. It only appeared 4 different times. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be like way up there. There were also quite a few animals that I don't think should have been on this list because I think they're rather well known, such as the red panda, the capybara, the fennec fox, as well as the sugar glider, the ocelot, and the sloth. I think they were mostly included on here because they're all very cute, but they are also very well known. I think most people know like almost all of these animals, but fortunately they were only, or I guess, I don't know, fortunately or not, they were only mentioned like 1 or 2 times, but I think almost everybody knows of the existence of these animals, so they shouldn't really be on the list of animals you've never heard of. And finally, an animal that I think should have been way higher, the binturong. It only had 1 appearance out of all 27 articles. I think it should have been way higher. It's kind of cute, it's weird looking, it looks like a possessed Muppet. It has all of the qualities to put it on multiple of these lists, but it just only appeared once because, again, very few people know about it, which is kind of the point of these articles. That's kind of all we have for data analysis of the animals. I will probably be back tomorrow with overall analysis and just finishing conclusion. But here is the results section.